Well, Brian, I think it definitely goes without saying that we kind of find ourselves in uncharted waters with some of the difficult times that we're dealing with. And I don't want to be mean to you or anything, but between the two of us, you are the senior of, of our pair. And so I would say you've seen a lot of the struggle that people have gone through.
Absolutely. And frankly, I would just like to take a moment to speak to you about where we find ourselves right now in this defining moment. These are terrifying times. This COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic is potentially one of the greatest struggles we've faced in a very long time. You know, President Ronald Reagan spoke of struggle in his first inaugural address, saying, "When the American people believe in themselves, we can resolve any problem." I see this everywhere I look around the valley today, from the employees at the grocery store keeping the shelves stocked, to healthcare workers risking their lives, and teachers overhauling every aspect of education in less than a week. I'd like to take time to thank all who are inspiring us on the front line of this battle. This pandemic is made even more frightening by social media and the internet. When it once took hours or even days to push reports of trained journalists, it now takes seconds for anyone to push scattered ideas, theories, even conspiracies into the wind like so much chaff. Is it the flu or a Chinese bioweapon? Are the elderly at risk of dying? Or am I? What of my children? Simple questions can get whipped into a frenzy at the speed of light, leaving many of us just bone tired by day's end. Through all of this, I urge you to remember this great nation was conceived through struggle, incubated under struggle, and born into the light of struggle in the name of freedom. Struggle is what we do best. A World War II veteran named O.J. Robeson told me of his experience in the Battle of the Bulge in Europe. To hear him with his soft voice paint a picture of the battlefield, his words left me breathless. I was equally bug-eyed and short of breath when retired Air Force Colonel L.D. Roller let me in on just how close this world came to nuclear war during the Cuban Missile Crisis. From his vantage point in the Atlantic Command, he saw what nearly came to be the end of us all. Maybe you recall those times, or maybe you remember 9/11. My son remembers 9/11 as the day that Dad yelled at the TV for 2 straight hours. Brave people, good people died, but this nation went on. We are all chafing at the bit, wanting to get back to our lives as usual, but many of us worry about our elderly parents or newborn child. Those concerns for others ought to be enough to keep us indoors and exercising social distancing while this nasty virus runs its course. Many of us are worried about our jobs or our finances. I refuse to look at my 401k. I'm terrified of what I might find or what I won't find. But I do pray every day that everyone, all of you, will be able to pick up where you left off and be successful. I think it's important to remember we all deal with struggle differently. Take a moment to email or text that friend or relative you haven't spoken to in a while. You know, when I found out that New Orleans is the latest coronavirus hotspot, I picked up the phone and called my high school buddy who lives there to see how he and his family are faring. Talking to others is a great way to reduce anxiety. Knowing you are not alone can help. Here again, social media is a two-edged sword. Use it to reach out and help one another, but don't go overboard. No matter where or to whom you turn, just know this too shall pass, and we will get through this struggle together. President Reagan believed in our ability to accomplish anything, so let's do what Americans do best and rise.